And then here is the last one. I ended up running out of corners, so I didn't even work on that one. I shouldn't have started with 4. I only wanted to make 3 apparently. So cute. Hello everyone, welcome back. I am so glad that you're here. We are going to be working on this cute block today. This is a Lella Boutique patterns. This one is called Smarty Pants. If you remember back in March, we kind of jumped down, and by we I mean I, jumped down this rabbit hole of Lella Boutique patterns because you're trying to find one pattern to fit a specific need. And then I was like, oh, that's cute, I'm gonna add it to my cart. Oh, that's cute, I'm gonna add it to my cart. So yeah, it got a little out of hand. I think I ended up buying like 8 patterns that day. So it's fine, it's fine. I don't need to be ashamed of that, do I? Anyways, this is one that really caught my eye, and I'm so glad that we're gonna be able to work on it together. The fabrics I'm using are all from my buckets for the most part, but they are my favorite fabrics that I feel like have been stuck in here for a really long time because I'm saving them for the perfect project, right? I think this is it. What I really love about this pattern is that it is super simple, but we also have these chunks here that let each of these fabrics shine, which really is what I want for all of these, right? I want to keep these cute fabrics forever, so putting them in a way that they can always be seen feels right to me. This is a very beginner friendly pattern. We are making a 9 patch and then pretty much putting a big chunky border on it. So this is going to be a good opportunity to learn about nesting, which I talk about a lot, so I'm sorry. But even if you're a more experienced quilter, I think this is a great weekend project. I've done 4 blocks so far, as you can see. I do have centers for others, but I did a lot of batch piecing, and this really comes together pretty quickly. So excellent for all skill levels is all I'm trying to get at. So let's stop talking about it and let's make a block. All right, first up, we are going to start with our little 9 patch here because that is the center of our block. So let's grab our little colored squares and then we will go from there. I'm going to grab a couple of colors just because, like I said, this is really easy to batch piece and we can make a couple of blocks at once because we're doing the same skill over and over again. So I picked 4 colors. They'll just be working in the background. You probably won't see much of them. Let's put out our 9 patch though. So we have 1 square in the top, 2 squares in the middle row, and 1 square in the bottom. I have chosen to use this berry drizzle fabric in the background because I love these strawberries so much. So you can't have a favorite fabrics quilt and then have a boring background. We are going to sew these squares together one by one. These 2 will be a pair, these 2 a pair, these 2 a pair. But if you kind of notice right here, all we need is a yellow and white together. And then once it gets to the end, then that's when we'll be particular about what square goes where. So my goal is to just to get 3 backgrounds with 3 color squares for each pile. So I'll put my, there you go, the extra blue off to the side, extra coral, extra flowers. I just love these so much. I'm so glad I'm using them. 2, 3, and then we will start combining rows. Here's where that chain piecing comes in. I'm just gonna do the same step for all of these little squares here. All right, we are going to leave the last set of 3 in there just as our placeholder. Cut off my little ender here. And then as we start sewing this last square in these rows, then we'll take that out and keep working on that one. So just like we saw before, now we have a yellow and a white. But if we just alternate here, that's where we get our 9 patch. So 1 yellow here, and then 2 backgrounds here. Let's sew all of those rows, and then we will talk about ironing so that we can nest these granny squares. They're 9 patches. They're not granny squares. Listen, if I'm bad at math, that's one thing. I accept it. It's not my strength. But if I'm bad at words, that gives me reason for concern, because that's what I bring to the table. Okay, let's talk about these rows. So here we've got them all sewn together. Let's iron so that we can nest, because the better we nest, the better the points in our squares line up, okay? So whatever we do to the top row, we will do to the opposite of the middle row. So for me, I'm gonna iron my strawberries up and over so that our yellow kind of sits underneath that background fabric. And then for the next row, I'm gonna iron the middle so that it sits on top of the yellows. So still ironing the strawberries up and over, but instead we'll set that seam and fold that strawberry and press that, and then same thing, set that seam and then fold that strawberry under so that it sits like this. So that way when we come to put these together, that strawberry just nestles right in there with that yellow and we get some nice tight corners. I'll iron and I'll show you exactly what we're looking for. There are our rows nicely pressed. So again, here's a look at that strawberry on top. You can see that the seams are going underneath that berry and the strawberries are on top again, and these seams are going out under the strawberry. Do you kind of see that? Hopefully that's more helpful than confusing. So now that we've got that hole or that groove for this other square to sit in, we will put right sides together and we will lock those seams right there, meaning that we are gonna butt them up with that little lip that we've just given ourselves. And the better we butt, the better the points look. So we're gonna sew this row together. I'm gonna get through about halfway here in this square so that I can make sure that my seams are still butted. I will sew over that and then adjust my next seam because they will also butt, just to make sure that we get that nesting done really well. I did iron open on some of my 9 patches, and I will say, was it the worst? No, but I had a lot of overlap or where they didn't line up well, and although it really doesn't matter, the fact that we're creating is the most important. I just know that I can do better. So if you do iron your rows open and you don't nest, it lays nice and flat, which I love, but I know that we can do a little bit better so that we can nest and get these corners right where we want them to be. I'm gonna breeze through all of these and then we will carry on. All right, we've got 4 cute 9 patches here, and I'll just show you the corners here. Do you see how those lined up just a little bit better? I mean, this is being super picky, but I just think it turned out a lot better. I'll show you the back now. I did decide to iron those seams open because then it split that bulk to both sides instead of shoving it all to one side. Because especially right here where all these squares meet, that's kind of a big chunk. So if we can avoid that, then let's do it. And this is all for whoever gets to quilt our quilts. The better they lay, the easier it is to quilt. So just not because I feel like talking about it repeatedly. I do think that having flatter blocks helps. All right, let's put on our borders here. What color should we do? I like that these are scrappy. I think I want this one. This cute little flower one. So we get 4 rectangles around our cute little center. And then we get our 4 background pieces for our corners. And there we have the construction of our block. So easy, so cute. We are going to sew these into rows. So I'm going to add the corners to this middle rectangle here. I'll add these outside corners to our center 9 patch, and same with these corners to this rectangle, kind of like when we do like a sawtooth star, right? This feels familiar. Let's talk about ironing really quickly and then we will finish up this block. We want to nest again. We want those corners to line up nicely around this 9 patch, creating a cute border. But where we had the strawberries on top here, and we kind of accommodated around that, we need to accommodate around our 9 patch. So after these 2 rectangles go on the sides, I will actually iron them up and over so that we can avoid ironing that bulk under there up and over. It's just easier to leave it. And we will let these rectangles take all of that away. And now we have to do the opposite for the top and bottom row. So instead of ironing our corners up and over like this, we will sew our corners on, flip this over, and then iron the blue this way. I mean, you'll have a square there. Does that make sense? Just opposite of this middle so that we can nest. I've made a mess, so let's just finish this block. And there we have our cute blocks. Now each of these blocks will get a big strip of sashing, and it just needs to go on one side. Whatever side you decide to put it on is fine, because it's the same this way as it is upside down. But you can see we've got sashing here and sashing here, and that's what will give us that cute little bouncy look. Okay, let's put this one up on the board and I'll show you the rest. Here's this cute all corally pink one. I love this one. This is that bee cross stitch in coral, and it's probably one of my most favorite colors, and I cannot get it anymore. And I'm really hoping it's because they're making more and not because this line is done. That would be devastating. And then here is the last one. I ended up running out of corners, so I didn't even work on that one. I shouldn't have started with 4. I only wanted to make 3 apparently. So cute. I feel like corally pinks, tealy blues, and yellows is my absolute most favorite combo. And anytime I can use it, I like to. And we will see you soon, friends, for another video. I am working on quilting up all that fabric for the jacket. So fingers crossed that the next one is jacket. But don't hold your breath because it might not be. All right, see you guys.